Hello everybody and welcome to the Friday practice review for the 2020 Italian Grand Prix here at Monza. It was an exciting day and a lot of action as well as teams got used to the rules that you're not allowed to change engine modes. Let's take a quick look at the drivers and the Constructors' Championship. We move away from Belgium just 7 days ago to the Cathedral of Speed, the fastest track on the calendar. Welcome to Monza in Italy. It's our next step on the calendar. After this, it's the Ferrari's 1000th Grand Prix before we head off to Russia, and then starts the Grand Prix running with the Eiffel Grand Prix and the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix coming up, as well as the Portuguese Grand Prix. Watch out for that one. Following back, we will then have the Turkish Grand Prix, 2 races in Bahrain, 1 on the outer circuit, and rounding out the season, of course, in Abu Dhabi. In terms of the Drivers' Championship, Lewis Hamilton leads the way from Max Verstappen and Valtteri Bottas. It seems to be a 3-way fight in the championship. The battle in the midfield is heating up, with Ocon rounding out the top 10. On the second page, it's still Carlos Sainz, Gasly, Vettel, Hülkenberg still. No points on the board. Raikkonen, Latifi, Russell or Grosjean. In the Constructors' Championship, Mercedes lead the way, 264 points. The battle to be third between McLaren, Racing Point and Ferrari, with Renault joining the battle. Haas on 1 point, Williams still to score points coming into one of the fastest tracks of the season. Let's take a quick look then at the Monza track in lap attack. Let's take a look around Monza, the Cathedral of Speed. 11 turns, 5.793 kilometres, 3.599 miles. Only 2 chicanes separate one of the fastest circuits in the world. It's important to start the lap well, get a very good exit out of the last corner of the Parabolica, open up the DRS across the control line and start the lap. 8th gear, flat out max, as you hurtle down towards the first gear braking zone of the Rettifilo. Hard on the brakes all the way down into first gear. Right, left, get the power on at the exit and boot it hard as you come to the Curva de Sol before the chicane number 2. Full throttle up now, pull 8th gear mid-corner, catch the oversteer at the exit before you come into the second part of the chicane. Hard on the brakes again, 3rd gear, throw the car in late, trust you've got the grip before you come into the 2 Lesmo corners. Hard on the brake, 4th gear, ride the exit curve as you come into Lesmo 2, a banked section of the track. Take as much curb as you can on the entrance and the exit in order to straight line for the DRS board. Coming under the old section now, the old banking part of the 1960s track before you come into Ascari. One of the fastest segments, of course. Flip the car, 5th gear, full power now as you head down the back straightaway towards the Parabolica once again. 1:21.046 is the lap record for this track, set by Kimi Raikkonen. Into the Parabolica, flick the car in, get the power on gradually about halfway through, and then just carry it, build the speed up. 7th gear and then 8th gear even before you need the DRS to complete a lap of Monza. Let's get in then to the first practice report, and it was Valtteri Bottas led a Mercedes 1-2 over Alexander Albon. It wasn't Max Verstappen in 3rd place, oh no. A better system came up here this weekend. Bottas led a 1-2 in the first practice session, a 1:27.03. Hamilton 2.5 tenths slower than him overall. But Albon went 3rd fastest, but he was 7 tenths off of Bottas' fastest time. Danny Kvyat went 4th for AlphaTauri. He was on the medium compound tyre, 8 tenths off in the end as well. Verstappen had a crash at the Ascari chicane, bringing out the only red flag in the session, damaging the front wing and the front suspension. 22 minutes later, he was back out on the track. A great run by the Red Bull guys. Pierre Gasly completed the top 6 for AlphaTauri as well, the last driver within a second Identical lap times as well for Sergio Perez and Lando Norris as well in P7 and P8 on the soft tyres. Daniel Ricciardo P9, and rounding out the top 10, Carlos Sainz as well. Shockingly, however, all the Ferrari power engines outside the top 10 once again, but Roy Nizami, deputising for George Russell, managed to outpace Sebastian Vettel in the Ferrari by 2.5 tenths of a second. That is an impressive run. Nicholas Latifi rounds out the grid. A quiet first session, but the big news, Ferrari are slow at their home race. Let's take a look at the times from free practice 1. So it's Valtteri Bottas top in the first practice session at 1:27.03. Lewis Hamilton is second at 1:29.48. Alexander Albon third fastest at 1:21.5. Dani Kvyat is fourth on a 1:21.555. And we get Max Verstappen in fifth on a 1:21.641. Pierre Gasly sixth fastest at 1:21.667. Sergio Perez seventh on a 1:21.747. Lando Norris eighth on a 1:21.747, exactly the same time. Daniel Ricciardo ninth at 1:21.789, and Carlos Sainz running out the top 10 at 1:21.821. Charles Leclerc is 11th on a 1:21.904. Esteban Ocon 12th on a 1:21.984. Lance Stroll 13th at 1:22.131. Romain Grosjean 14th on a 1:22.409. Kevin Magnussen 15th at 1:22.422. Antonio Giovinazzi 16th on a 1:22.552. Kimi Raikkonen 17th at 1:22.619. Roy Nizami is 18th at 1:22.826. Sebastian Vettel 19th on a 1:22.988. And Nicholas Latifi is 20th at 1:23.120. On to the second part of practice then on the Friday afternoon, and it was Lewis Hamilton leading the way from Valtteri Bottas with Lando Norris in third place. Lando Norris had engine failure, but they managed to repair the engine without having to change it and get him out towards the end of the session. A brilliant run for him, and he managed to get some times in as well on brand new soft compound tyre. 28 degrees Celsius at the track. Hamilton finished FP2 at 1:21.92, 7 tenths faster than Charles Leclerc's leading time from 2019 as well. Lando Norris hampered by power issues, I said. He was third fastest. Pierre Gasly was fourth. He was just a tenth clear of Max Verstappen, who was in fifth place. Dani Kvyat backed up an impressive run. He was P7. P6 was Carlos Sainz after an interesting morning session. Sebastian Vettel, though, was outside the top 10 because it was Perez 9th and Ocon completing in P11. But Vettel missed out the top 10, Alex Albon and Daniel Ricciardo. A shocking day for them in FP2. Vettel blotted his copybook late on in the session, spinning at the end of Lesmo 1. Called out as well by the low downforce settings. But don't worry, because Charles Leclerc also had a moment at the first Lesmo. The car is not good, he's reported over the radio going forward. Nicholas Latifi, 19th fastest. George Russell 20th on his first session of the weekend as well. Giovinazzi was looking good. Kimi Raikkonen and Kevin Magnussen, all the Ferrari power units at the back. It was very shocking. Right, let's take a quick look then at the times from free practice 2. So Lewis Hamilton is fastest in the second practice session at 1:21.92. Valtteri Bottas second at 1:24.54. Lando Norris is third at 1:21.089. Pierre Gasly fourth on a 1:21.121. Then we get Max Verstappen fifth on a 1:21.228. Carlos Sainz is sixth at 1:21.313. Dani Kvyat is seventh on a 1:21.376. Lance Stroll eighth at 1:21.389. Charles Leclerc rounds out 9th on a 1:21.503. Sergio Perez, the top 10, on 1:21.594. Esteban Ocon is 11th on a 1:21.697. Sebastian Vettel 12th at 1:21.733. Antonio Giovinazzi 13th at 1:21.786. Alexander Albon 14th on a 1:21.883. Daniel Ricciardo 15th at 1:22.080. Kevin Magnussen is in 16th at 1:22.088. Kimi Raikkonen 17th at 1:22.147. Romain Grosjean 18th at 1:22.254. Nicholas Latifi 19th at 1:22.825. And George Russell is 20th at 1:22.927. We will be back tomorrow on Saturday for the practice review at 1:30 UK time. Join us then. Bye for now.